we have a Brownie Hawkeye. This is the first camera I've collected. Well, not the first, but the first I've ever used. This was our family camera for many years. These were produced from 1949 to 1961, quite a long span. They're very simple box cameras, take 620 roll film, 12 exposures. Let me just show you what it looks like. Here's the shutter button here. Makes a cute little click sound. We used to always joke and say that's where they got the name Kodak, because of the sound of the shutter. Kodak. The shutter speed is approximately a 30th to a 50th of a second, so it should be handheld, but the aperture is very small, so the depth of field is about 10 feet to infinity. They do make an optional close-up attachment you can put on the front to get you a little closer. This little button on the left is for timed exposures, so you lift that up and you're in bulb mode. Then when you press the shutter, it opens and closes when you release it. There is no tripod socket, but since there's a flat bottom, you could just set it on any rock or table and take a long timed exposure. You wouldn't get a very good focus on stars at night, but it would work. The viewfinder's through the top, so when you look through it, the images go backwards from left to right. Drive you nuts till you get used to it. It takes a flash attachment. In 1949, they didn't have the flash option. In 1950, they came out with the flash option 1 year later. When you put the roll film in, you crank the receiving end until you see the number 1, take a picture, crank it again till you see number 2. There's nothing preventing you from taking double exposures. If you choose to do so, you could take a picture with the film in place, take another one. They came in a box, depending on whether you got it with or without the flash unit. Here's one of the original boxes. And inside the box was a manual. This is called the flash model, to distinguish it from the 1949 model. And also in the box, sometimes, there was a leather case. Took the leather case out this morning. It's very old and brittle. It breaks like that. It's pretty much falling apart. I'll probably throw that away in 10 minutes. And of course, everybody wanted the optional flash unit. Here's the optional flash unit. It takes M-size bulbs. You stick batteries inside it. It just screws to the side of the case. I never normally ever take it off. When you buy the flash unit, it comes with this dual mode flash cover. It's dual purpose because one side is frosty and one side is clear. And you would put that over the flash like so. And Kodak always advised you to do that because the bulbs actually could explode, although I've never seen one explode. More likely what will happen with the bulbs is they're hazardous because people tend to touch them with their fingers and they're burning hot after they first go off. This is the little eject button to get the bulbs out. Let me take this apart. It gets interesting inside. Just flip this little lever, the back comes off. You put your new film in the top, thread it into the roll film, and start cranking. And then when you're done, you switch them around and send it off to develop it. In the 1950s, we would send the film off to get developed, our 12 exposures. It was expensive, but you picked it up at the drugstore, and if any of the exposures didn't turn out, you didn't pay for them. So if you took 12 exposures and 11 were blurry, you only paid for 1. kind of neat. Hidden in here, right there, is some critical information, including the date code. I'll get a better picture of that and show you. You can use the date code to figure out when the camera was made. This was made in April of 1953. So why would you collect such a camera? Well, I collect cameras for several reasons. The first reason is if it has personal significance to me. These Brownie Hawkeyes, my mom had one, and she let me start using it when I was maybe 8 or 10 years old, and I took a few pictures with it, and that's what got me interested in photography. I wish I could flash it at you right now, but I don't want to waste my only flash bulb. Man, it would be really cool if you clicked that subscribe button.